Are you ready for the ultimate guide to thriving as a franchise business owner? Then this is the video for you. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. So my name is Kim Daly. I'm a franchise consultant, and for the last 2 decades of my life, I have been helping people just like you say yes to the American dream, to own a business, to control your financial future. Now, if you get inspired to begin your own journey to find the perfect franchise, stay with me until the end of the video and I will share how I can help you. So let's get into the 6 tips that I have for thriving as a franchise business owner. The first one, the most important one, is to work with an experienced franchise consultant, aka Kim Daly. Why is this first and why is this the most important? Because if you go out there on your own, you're probably going to invest in a business that's a passion or a hobby, or you're going to pick a franchise that you think is the hot, trendy thing and it must make money. Or you're going to look at your community and say, wow, we don't have one of these, so I'm going to bring it to the market. All of those reasons are not the right way to invest in a business that's going to help you achieve your personal, professional, and financial goals. Additionally, when you invest in a franchise, it should be because you find people who have a passion for building a brand. And when they share that vision and that passion with you, it inspires you. Investing in a franchise is more about finding people who have a vision than it is about investing in a product or a service. So most of the time when candidates are left on their own, they're looking down at what the business does. But when you come to an experienced franchise consultant like Kim Daly, I'm going to help you look up at who you're doing the business with, because ultimately franchising is a partnership. If you want to be out there all on your own, go be an entrepreneur, but that is a scary, lonely road. Here in franchisepreneurship, we work under the leadership of a corporate organization. We have systems and tools and processes. We have a family of franchisees that we work together with. It's a very collaborative environment. And so when you begin thinking about owning a business, I need to help get your mindset into the right place, focused on your why. Why do you want a franchise business? The business is a vehicle driving outcomes. So we have to focus on the outcomes, not what the business does, and then get your mindset focused on who you're doing the business with. Left on your own, you're probably not going to stop and consider those things, and that could be the demise of everything moving forward. The second tip I have for thriving in franchise business ownership is to select an A+ franchisor. Now, if you're working with Kim Daly, this is going to be a given because I only work with the best of the best franchises. So what I'm saying is, out there on the ragged edge, on your own, there's a lot of different franchisors, but they're not all created equal, and they certainly are not all worth your hard-earned life savings. So if you go and make an investment in the wrong franchisor and you don't realize it until after you've given them your money, you might end up winning, but you might also end up as a failing statistic. And we don't want that. In this video, I want to help you know how to thrive as a business owner. So when you're working with an experienced franchise consultant, Kim Daly, because my service is totally free for you, then the second one of aligning yourself to an A+ franchisor, it's almost a given. Now, you're not going to take my word for it. I'm going to match 3 to 5 franchisors to the model that we build for you. And then among this small group, you're going to conduct the due diligence and you're going to figure out for you which franchisor feels like the best partnership for you. The third tip that I have to help you thrive in franchise business ownership is to make sure that you're investing in a business that you can more than comfortably afford. So running out of money is the fastest and surest way to fail in a business. So if you want to make sure that you can thrive as a franchisee, I need you to have more than enough money. I need you to have more than enough money financially, because it takes money to make money, and it may take more money than you expected it to take. And you need to have that cushion. But even more important than that, I need you to have more than enough money for your own mental state. So if there's any feeling of lack inside of you, you cannot create abundance. So the energy of lack and the energy of abundance are two different ends of a stick, and you cannot get to abundance from lack. So if you know that you've put every dime into the startup and you're feeling the squeeze financially and you're worried about money and you're anxious about money, you cannot physically create wealth. That is why this is the fastest way to fail in a franchise. So if you want to make sure that you can thrive and live your American dream, I need you to invest in a franchise that you can more than comfortably afford. Now, the fourth thing I need you to do for ultimate survival as a franchisee is to do what the franchisor tells you to do. Follow the system. So, maybe you're thinking, Kim, this sounds obvious. I'm paying for a system. Why is this one of your tips in your ultimate survival guide? Well, I'm saying it because it is more common than we ever think it would be and want it to be, that people pay for processes and systems and tools and then go out there on their own and try to reinvent the wheel. Why do they do it? I don't know, but they do it. So if you want to make sure that you can survive, that you can do more than survive, that you can thrive and live that American dream as a franchise owner, I need you to buy into the franchisor, and I need you to follow the franchisor's leadership to do exactly what they tell you. Look, I'm one of the top performing franchise consultants in the entire United States. I have been doing franchise consulting for over 23 years. I was trained on February 14th, 2002, how to be a franchise consultant. 23 years later, I still follow the exact same process. Why? Because the process works. Now, I've made the process my own. I've gone through different economies, the pandemic, recessions, elections, all of the things that upset a business, that make a business more challenging. But all through those times, my franchise process has never changed. And so I have never deviated from that process. You need to do the same. And this speaks to why you need to find people, a franchisor that you love, that inspires you, people that you believe in. Because when you believe in them, you will be more likely to follow their coaching and their mentorship. And that's what we need here. Okay? So to thrive in your franchise business, you must follow the franchise system. The fifth thing that I absolutely want you to do is maintain your big goals and dreams. So when you start with me, we're going to start with your goals and dreams. To me, if you don't have goals and dreams, I don't know why you want to own a business. There are so many business owners out there who don't have goals and dreams. And I equate that to a ship lost at sea, right? If you're a ship and you don't have a port that you're navigating to, you're out in the middle of the ocean. But where are you going? You're going wherever the wind takes you. And there's too many business owners who are living like that. And they're frustrated and they're tired and they're broke and they're blaming the franchisor. When in fact, it has nothing to do with the franchisor and everything to do with their lack of clarity. Look, how can you come to work every day and be productive if you don't even know what being productive means for your goals and your dreams? So you've got to have goals and dreams, and you have to reverse engineer your big annual goals all the way down to your daily bite-sized goals. This is the thing that took me from 8 years as an average performing consultant to 1 year later doing over 350% more revenue in my business, making history and changing everything for the franchise consulting landscape. The only thing different between 2010 Kim and 2011 Kim, because my franchise process stayed the same, I just said that to you. The only thing different was my mindset, the size of my goal, and my belief and determination in what I could do. So if you want to be a successful business owner, if you want to do more than survive, if you want to be more than the average performer, the C student, in your franchise, which I know you do, I need you to have big, clear goals and dreams. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to come to Kim Daly, because I have goals and dreams worksheets. I have goals and dreams videos. I can teach you how to think from those exciting goals that motivate you, and then teach you how to reverse engineer your plan all the way down to your daily bite-sized goals. When we make big things small, the small things become easy. And when we show up to play this easy daily game, then we can put ourselves in a winning attitude. And when we're in a winning attitude, we're more likely to win. So everything funnels back to your attitude. And the attitude that you want is one that is winning and in control. And all of that funnels back to the size of your goals and dreams and the clarity of your goals and dreams. So no goals and dreams, you're a ship lost at sea. Goals and dreams, now you have a port. Reverse engineer the goals and dreams and build that navigation system so every single day you know exactly how you have to show up and how you have to perform. Now you have a navigation system on that ship and you're aimed at that port, and you are likely to hit that port, that destination, that goal every single time. And that's what you want. That's what you want. The day that you sign your franchise agreement, what you're asking for is control. You're buying a proven process, but that's not going to give you the control that you want. The control that you want funnels back to who you believe you are, the size of your goals and dreams, and the clarity with which you can execute on those goals and dreams. So number 5 is one of the biggest ones, but they're all pretty big. Okay, so the 6th tip that I have in the ultimate guide for thriving as a franchise business owner is to stay the course. There's too many people who are quitting too soon because they're not getting what they thought they were going to get, because it's harder than they ever thought it was going to be. Don't be a quitter. Your dreams are not quitting. You're quitting on your dreams. The franchise will work if you work the franchise. So the most important factor to success in anything is tenacity. It's perseverance. It's fortitude. It's grit. And where does that come from? It comes from number 5, the clarity of your goals and dreams. When you know why you want to own a business and you believe in that why, and that why is real to you at the expense of everything else in your life, then you are more likely to have that perseverance and that fortitude and that grit that sometimes it takes to get through some of the valleys. You can only get to the mountaintop because you endured the valley. So don't think that you can skip the valley. A farmer knows that when he goes to work the land, he can't plant the seeds today and reap the harvest tomorrow. He knows that there's a planting season, there's a growing season, and there's a harvesting season. There's too many franchisees out there today who are going from planting to harvesting. Well, they're trying to, but that's defying the natural laws that govern the principles of success. And that's why these people are quitting, because they don't understand how success actually works. So in this video on how to thrive as a franchise business owner, now you understand you can't plant and harvest at the same time. You have a planting season, a big growing season, and then a harvesting season. And you have to endure the elements of the growing season, the weather, which is the economy, the competition, all of the things that you have to overcome in order to get to that harvesting system. So roll up your sleeves and be ready for it. Many people say, oh yeah, I'm ready. I want to be a business owner. But what they mean is, I want the good times. I don't really want the bad times. I've been a business owner for over 27 years. I am as good as I am today because of every single challenge I've ever had to endure, because I stayed the course, because I worked it out, because when people turned me down or rejected me, I went back to myself and I said, okay, how can I own that? I didn't brush it off and say, oh, that's too bad, or I'm a loser, or they don't want what I'm selling. No, I internalized it and I said, how can I serve them better? How can I help them understand what I can do for them in a better way so they can say yes to me? When I decided to fully own my result, that's the year that I went from average performing to history making. So if I could summarize this entire video on how to thrive as a franchise business owner and ultimately live your American dream, you've got to own your result. I know you're going to own it when it's good, but I need you to own it when it's not good. There's a way through that. There are no problems. There's only solutions. The difference is in your perspective and what you're willing to focus on. So if you are ready to begin your journey, to find the perfect business, to go on the most epic adventure of your life, so you can be a thriving, happy, successful business owner living your definition of the American dream, well, Kim Daly wants to be your franchise consultant and your daily coach. So right now, I want you to follow the link in the description below. I will reach out to you within 24 hours and we will open up this conversation and be on your way to finding the right franchise to help you achieve all of your goals and dreams. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end. I can't wait to see you in the next video.